Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Atalanta 2, Real Madrid 3. I feel like glimpses of the old Real Madrid are finally back. And when I say old, I don't mean 10 years ago, I don't mean 20 years ago, I mean one season ago. Now, this would be a very last season game in terms of that ability to just turn up in the second half, in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the second half, when Atalanta were the better side, when Atalanta looked like scoring and getting in front with obviously the home atmosphere, the crowd, and the momentum. And for Real Madrid to just find 2 goals in 3 minutes out of nowhere within the first 15 minutes of the second half. And then obviously we saw that switch off again after scoring, about 6 minutes after scoring. It is a very Real Madrid last season game, and we will obviously dissect more because I have mixed feelings. Yes, it's a win. Yes, we needed to win, and yes, I actually did predict 3-2. Um, so I'm happy. I expected it to be that sort of game, anyways. Like a really tight game, Real Madrid, Atalanta to score with the sort of momentum both teams are on. But I just thought Real Madrid could probably edge it out, which happened. Um, yeah, lots of mixed feelings. On one hand, very content and happy with the win, with the performances individually, um, and just overall. But on the other, man, there are lots of work to be done, and I thought that it wasn't individually that we were, costly. It wasn't down to a player. I thought, and it wasn't really down to the team in terms of the team were crap. We won, but it was tactical. It was probably not fully down to Ancelotti, although I do feel like he has a bit of blame. Not necessarily blaming him, but certainly 3-1 up. Let's actually, before we get into the 3-1 up, let's talk about this. 0-0, Real Madrid attacking. Early on, Mbappe has a shot saved, and then Mbappe scores. Okay, we'll get on to that. And then afterwards, what happened after 1-0? Real Madrid sort of controlled the game, but didn't really go at Atalanta that much. When we could have. We really could have made it too. I know Mbappe had to come off and Rodrigo came on and it was a different game. But certainly, it was a little bit more, guys, let's just protect this lead up until halftime and we'll see what we can do. And in a sense, conceding before the break was a good thing. The penalty, because in the second half, if we were 1-0 up going to the second half, we would have seen the same old boring stuff. The team not kicking on, 1-0 up, let's control possession, let's seal out the game, let's try to protect this 1-0 lead. And if we have to face defensive, if we have to defend against Lookman or whoever, we'll just have to do it. When we know we don't have to just defend, we can attack, but let's not attack, let's just defend. And we've seen it before this season and even last season. And I'm just thinking, you have got Mbappe up until he got injured. You've got Vini, you've got Mbappe, Rodrigo, Brahim, Arda Güler on the bench, Endrick on the bench. These are quality attacking players who thrive in the attack. And Atalanta were kind of vulnerable. They weren't defensively solid. Especially, the Rhone, certainly, and the system they played, the three at the back, it wasn't really, you know, what normal teams in La Liga do in terms of get everyone back, defend, low block, hard to break. It's not that. And we could have broken down Atalanta, but we didn't. It was an option not to do it. So 1-1 going to the second half, and then the team finally, we have to do something now. We can't draw. Get 2 goals. What happens after the 3-1 lead? Back to defending. And again, Lookman scores 3-2 for 25 minutes. We were lucky we didn't concede. We could have conceded at least one more goal after the 3-2. But that was the story. When Real Madrid attack, they thrive. But Real Madrid choose to not attack and seal off games. When you're 3-1 up, you attack, you get another goal. It's 4-1, it's away from home. The home fan will be still relatively, cheering, but it's basically impossible to get into the game. 3-1 up, the fans start cheering, the atmosphere switches, it's 3-2. It's a goal. It's a go off. So I'm unsure why most times when Real Madrid lead by more than a goal or even just a goal, the team just, switches off and defends. And it's automatically that. It's, guys, let's get, everyone back into our own half, and hopefully we defend and not concede. If we concede, usually after that happens, we get trashed. Just really, really poor in terms of that side of the game. But overall, the negatives aside, positives, Vinicius Jr. is back, and he was huge. People saying online that, he didn't actually do much except for score a tap-in. If you realize with football, it's not just the goals. I know it is, scoring a goal is a big part of the sport, but the way he influences the team going forward is obviously massive. And if we didn't had him today, Mbappe wouldn't have had that goal because he wouldn't be playing up front. It would have been him on the left. And, overall, Vinicius just adds so much. He's willing to run at defenders. He's willing to run with the ball. I know he didn't really do that much, but obviously he's coming back from an injury, so he's trying to be more cautious and not rush straight away, but still got that goal. And he also does defensive work, which is big for the team. Mbappe was incredible for the second game in a row now. Hopefully he starts building up some form, and then he got an injury. So I'm not sure how long it will be. Hopefully it's one of those couple of days, maybe a week, but it didn't look bad. He didn't, limp off. He wasn't in pain. He just walked off. He was walking fine. So not sure what was the issue going on, but I think he should be alright. Hopefully, at least. Bellingham again, probably the man of the match. Defensively does a lot of work, and then getting that goal as well was pretty huge. So yeah, Bellingham as well doing well. I thought Rodrigo was disappointing. Had that sort of 1v1 against the keeper, had the time, and shot it straight at the keeper. It was a weak effort. Didn't really test the keeper much. The keeper made it look like it was a good effort, but it was an easy catch. It would have been an easy catch, but the keeper didn't make it look like an easy catch. But I thought he was disappointing, and the rest of the team were pretty decent. Let's talk about the goals. The first goal, Mbappe, what a touch. Brahim with the ball through. Mbappe, one touch on his left foot. Gets away from, was it De Roon? Was it the Rune? I have no idea was it the Rune. But yeah, gets away from the Rune or someone in the defense, and then on the right foot pass Kamasaki, and it's 1-0. That is vintage Mbappe. That is the Mbappe we are looking for. We've been waiting for, and we hope that is the Mbappe we're gonna get every game, hopefully, but most games at least. Second goal was scored by Atalanta. Now, if you look, it's a debatable penalty, right? If you look at the front view, behind the goalie, our goalie, behind Courtois, it would look like there was nothing. If you look behind Kolasinac, funnily enough, if you look behind Kolasinac, there is contact. It's a minimal contact. Kolasinac didn't fall because of the contact. He fell because there was contact, but he fell because he knew how to make use of that minimal contact into a penalty. That contact didn't make him fall. He didn't fall because of that contact. He fell because he knew that contact would have gotten him a penalty. And it did. And I've said before, and you will be very hypocritical if I didn't say it again. It's a penalty. It is, because it's given. Every time there is contact, it might not be that big. It might be a weak amount of contact. It might not be, a push, kicking him in the leg. It could be leaving a leg just a little bit in, touching the leg, like, just brushing it, and as soon as the player in the box goes down, the penalty is given. And from the referee's perspective and his point of view, he sees a contact, he gives it. So, for me, I've said before, I think it's a penalty, and here I do think it's a penalty as well. It was frustrating, but I wonder if Tchouaméni didn't make the contact, would Kolasinac have scored? Probably. I'm not sure why he was left so open. If he ran past Tchouaméni without contact, he would have had a shot on target, by the way, on his preferred left foot as well. So probably would have scored anyways. But yep. De Ketelaere, top bins, and then second half, Vinicius Junior gets a bit lucky. I think it was Brahim again tries to make the pass forward. It gets intercepted, blocked, but then bounces off Ederson and then into the path of Vinicius Junior, left-footed. Didn't know anything about it. First time left foot. What a goal. And then Bellingham with the third. We were doing this thing a lot where Courtois was passing it straight down the middle to someone making a run from, up front. So it was Vinicius who did it. He made the run too deep. He made a deep run, gets the ball, long pass over the top for Bellingham, who made the run, cuts on it to his left foot up against the Rune, and then good goal. The keeper Kamasaki probably should have done better, but it's a very, very good goal and a good finish. And then the third goal, the fifth goal, second for Atalanta. I was going to say it's third goal for Atalanta. Thank God not. But the second goal for Atalanta was Lookman, who absolutely tormented Lucas Vazquez as expected. Rafinha has done it. Rafael Leao has done it. And now it is Lookman's turn. Gets the ball, the cross from Samacic, and then cuts in through the legs of Vazquez and beats Courtois. So what does this mean for the Champions League? It means that Real Madrid are 2 points off Atalanta. Doesn't mean anything because in this league, every team above us could all win, realistically, or most of them could win. So it would be impossible to make up that many spots to get into the top 8 at this point. Considering 8th is 4 points ahead, and we are playing. We lost to Lille, and Lille are 4 points ahead. So there's that. Yeah. In that mix, I mean, Man City are below us. We have lost 3 games. Man City have won 2, drawn 2, lost 2. Incredible. But yeah, Man City are 22nd, PSG are 25th, Real Madrid are 20th. So we would make the playoff. Obviously, we don't want that, but I think that's gonna happen. Um, because if you look between us and Lille, who are 8th, there are Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Milan, Atalanta, Juventus, Benfica, Monaco, Sporting, Feyenoord, Club Brugge, and us, right? Those teams are probably all gonna win. If you look at the fixtures, they're probably all gonna win most of their games. So I think the top 8 is basically, yeah, pretty much out of reach, but certainly the playoff is still possible. And we have got Salzburg at home, who are 32nd, and we have Brest away, who are 7th. So it's gonna be really, really tough the next 2 games. I mean, at least the game against Brest. Salzburg at home, anything can happen in the Champions League. So there's that. But let me know what thoughts are down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the button if you did, subscribe to the channel on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.